Hey guys, I'm struggling to make this video. It's really difficult for me to process what I'm going through, all of these feelings. I actually only cried a few times today, and I'm starting to, reality's starting to set in. I feel like initially there was a lot of sadness and revisiting a lot of the pain that she caused me in my life, and I don't know. I don't even know how to process what I'm going through. One of the biggest memories that I have that like sticks out in my mind a lot though is it's weird because when I was younger, I lost her somewhere along the line, and I don't know if she was ever really there in the first place. When you're a kid, you love your parents unconditionally, and you don't judge them. You don't consider what they do. At least I didn't. Personally, I always gave people so much credit, and I always tried to look at why they did that behavior. And now it's so difficult. There have been so many things, like now that I'm older, it's like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I just don't want to deal with bullshit, and I just can't. Like I want to live my life in a positive way, and I don't want to dwell on things, and it's really difficult for me to do that. And relationships are really hard for me now. And relationships, I don't have that many friends, and the friends that I do have, I don't get to see very often. Jeff was my best friend for the last several years, and I spend most of my time with him or my animals. But this is it. It's so like the last couple of nights I haven't been able to sleep much. I've not been able to get going to sleep till like after midnight, and waking up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Today I actually got to, I fell asleep in the evening, so I feel a little bit better. I fell asleep at like 5 and didn't wake up until 7. I talked to my brother today. Basically what I'm struggling with is that I have so many unanswered questions, and I don't know if she ever loved me. And I don't think she did. One of the memories that just keeps popping up into my head all the time is right after she left. It was probably like a month and a half after she left. She had moved into this big giant house where she was renting a room out in the country, and they had a pool, and she brought me and my brothers over while we swam in the pool. And she didn't really she just ignored us. She let us swim, and I went to go find her at one point because I'm like, where is she? She's supposed to be hanging out with us. So I go upstairs to her room, and I'm standing at the door, and this is like one of the permanent memories in my head. And I knew when it happened, it was going to be one of the permanent memories in my head. And I go up to the door, and I'm about to knock, and I hear her just crying her eyes out. And I just turned around and walked back downstairs, and I assumed at the time that she was either crying because she was worried about me and my brothers. I had lost a significant amount of weight. My eating disorder basically started the day that she left, and I thought maybe she was worried about me. I thought she was sad because she missed us, and it was hard for her to be around us. But now that I'm older, I don't know if that's what she was upset about. Now that I'm older, I have more memories that relate to things that I didn't understand when I was younger, that kind of when you get older, you put all the pieces together. Now I don't know if she was crying about the guy that she was dating breaking up with her, because there was someone that she was with after my dad and her divorced or split up, and he was around prior to that. He was someone that she worked with or something, and I think that she thought she was going to leave my dad and be able to go on with him, not really knowing anything, and hoping that he would take care of her. And he ended up to be like a total gigolo, like player. And I don't know if she was crying about him or if she was crying about us. And I'll never know. And that's one of the questions probably that I wanted to ask her, because I wanted to understand what she was going through, but she never would let me ask anything. Anytime I tried to ask her anything remotely difficult, or I would tell her like, listen, I can't deal with this drama right now. You have to like I'm in the middle of work. Like the last time she spoke to me before she decided to ignore me for 10 years or 11 years or 9, however long it was, nearly a decade. I was at work. I remember I had just started working in media, and I remember it to this day. And I remember getting a phone call from her. I remember sitting on the bench in the Water Gardens, and I remember her just going on and on about something that was going on with her husband, and I had so been tired of like being like her, the person that she had to kneel on, the person that she had to go to. When I was younger, she was there for me, but the minute she left my dad, it was completely flipped. And I told her, like, I just can't, I don't have time for this drama right now. I'm in the middle of work, like, you know, and she flipped out on me and said like, well, you don't have time for this drama? Oh, well, you know what? Fine. You don't have to talk to me ever again, and hung up, and I didn't speak to her for somewhere around a decade until I ended up at her house in my manic episode last time. And, you know, she wasn't there. And when somebody that you love has done you wrong and they pass away, it's really difficult, because, you know, the last few days I've been having so much guilt over just not being a better daughter, and having so many memories, and starting to feel sorry for her again, all those feelings that I always felt growing up. And it's hard. I tried to email my brother, my half brother, and he didn't answer. And I asked my other brother for his email, and he said he didn't have it, but he sent me a link to his Facebook. So I tried to add him. I know he won't accept my ad, or he won't accept my friend request. She painted me out to be an awful person, and what he saw of me was pretty awful from what he can remember, because when you're older, you only remember your childhood trauma. Anyway, I've been talking for a while. It will all pass. Anyways, thanks for listening. I don't know why it's so, you know, I'm getting phone calls from people that I haven't spoken to in years, and it's so much easier to talk to you guys. And I really appreciate like your comments and stuff, because like, especially if you're somebody that reaches out and says like, hey, I'm bipolar too, like, you're like my people. Like you understand. So that means a lot. Anyway, oh my God, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.